Cool.
So, all right, everyone's here. Happy Monday, 6 o'clock, right? Let's start today on our back. If you know that being on your back doesn't feel great, grab yourself like a blanket, block. Just as an example, I have like this funny pillow. And sometimes if I don't feel so great on my back, first of all, roll onto my side to avoid abdominal pressure, which you really only have to worry about once you develop a belly. Before you develop a belly, it doesn't really matter so much. And then you can kind of place it over or like under your rib cage or your chest, and that can like give you a nice elevation, and that can usually help. You might not need that, just depends on how you feel. All right. So let's start today in Supta Baddha Konasana pose. Find your way there in your own way. So you bring your soles of your feet to touch, and you bring your knees nice and wide. You could also place blocks under your knees or a pillow, right, like this, if you want to make it a little bit more restorative. So choose how you want to start your practice today. Get comfortable. We're going to be here for a couple breaths. And then once you're here, make sure your hair tie is out of your way. Close your eyes. And maybe you bring your hands to your belly. Whatever happened before this, maybe you had to work all day. Maybe there's a lot of things left to be done after this. You have to cook dinner, whatever it is. It'll still be there in an hour. Let's try to let it go. Bring your hands to your belly. And just notice what your breath is right now. Is your exhale longer than your inhale? Is there tension? Can you start to release your body into the mat? And as you do that, can you start to take deep, full inhales through the belly? And then exhale, out the mouth, letting everything go. Do that a couple times. Inhale. And exhale. One more, just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Could you intentionally keep the breath in the belly as you feel the lift, creating our Ujjayi breath? Inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling through the nose. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, a focus, do it now. It could be as simple as trying to lengthen your breath and stay in the moment. Or maybe there's something else you need today. It's yours. As we continue our Ujjayi breath, bring your hands to the outside of your thighs and gather the knees gently to the chest. The bigger your belly, just make some space. And then start to circle your knees away and apart from each other. And then switch it out, letting the pelvis rock forward and back, massaging those bony parts of the sit bones on the mat. And then start to straighten out your left leg all the way down the mat. Hug your right knee into your chest and actually let it come out to the side slightly. That'll help, especially the more pregnant you are. And then really straighten that left leg and try to pull your sit bones down. So there's some space between your lower back and the mat because you're lengthening through the spine. From here, start to straighten your right leg, flex it to the ceiling. If flexibility is really tight for you and your hamstrings feel tight, just gently assist the back of your hamstring. If you feel really good here, you can start to bring the hands to the calf. And then let's start to inhale, bend the knee gently, and exhale, straighten it out. Do that a couple times. It's super gentle. We're not trying to force flexibility. Just trying to give a nice stretch to the hamstring. If you have the flexibility, you could take a yogi toe lock, bringing the index and middle finger around your big toe. Otherwise, just keep a hand either here or here, okay? Press your left palm into your hip or onto the outside left floor. Gently open up that right leg without letting the hip come off the ground. So keep that hip down. It does not have to be high. We're just stretching out that inner thigh. Take a couple breaths here. And then slowly let go of the foot. Let it circle all the way down and switch it out. So left knee into the chest. This will help us later on. And again, find that parallel shape. Flex your foot to the ceiling. It doesn't matter how high it is. So get that out of your head if you're being mean to yourself already. Just bend, inhale, and exhale. What you really want to feel is just a big stretch in the hamstring. So if you're feeling that, that's all we want. Breathe here. Each side's different. Just notice if one side's tighter than the other. And then if you took the yogi toe lock before, take it again. Bringing your hands to the outside. And maybe you open the hip. Again, your leg can only open as much as you can keep that hip on the ground. So it might not open very far. If at any point it becomes too much, you just come out of it. No judgment. And slowly let go of that yogi toe lock. Let the leg come down in front of you. Hug both knees into your chest once more. Then cross the ankles if you are less than 20 weeks pregnant and rock forward to come through. Otherwise, roll to your side if you have a medium to large belly. And then come up to all four. From here, we're going to find some cat-cows to open up today. Find your neutral spine first. So lengthen from the crown of the head to the back of the tailbone and feel what that feels like. You can protract through the shoulders by letting them sink and then push them away from each other, and then that's where you want space. From here, inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, tap. Take this in your own timing, inhaling and exhaling. Do this a couple times. Make this yours. If you want, you can circle the hips, especially the further we get along in pregnancy. Circling, I find, is so helpful. Getting those little tiny spaces where we hold tension in the lower back, spine, and shoulders. And then switch out. We always start with a really good stretch, a really good warm-up, because we will build heat. We will fire up those legs, those arms. So take this time. Take one more cycle of breath. Then come back to center. Find one more cow spine, inhaling to arch. Tuck your toes as you contract in your cat. Send your hips back downward facing dog. From here, set up a really nice down dog for today. So if you are feeling like your belly's kind of in the way, send your feet wider. And then really fully Take those inhalations and exhalations to get deeper into this posture. Lift through the front of the thighs. Pull the rib cage down and in. Look back towards your legs, slightly tucking the chin. Maybe you lift the toes a couple times. Fan out your fingertips. Really active hands. From here on your inhale, start to shift forward gently into a high plank. Then on your exhale, drop your knees. Find that cow sign. Look forward, elbows in, chest, chin. Either glide forward to cobra or up dog, or press back up if you want to avoid that extension. Come back, downward facing dog. Let's do this a couple times in a flow. So inhale, roll through the spine like a wave, letting your head come out left. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, press up or pull through. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more. Inhale, wave through the spine. Take that whole inhale. Then exhale, knees, chest, chin. Press up. Exhale, press back. From here, one more thing. Come highest the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, but get your hips an inch higher. Get your chest and belly closer to your legs. Then exhale, straighten the legs as you keep your hips high. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, high in the toes, bend the knees, hips high, 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 high. Keep them high. Exhale, straighten. One more. Inhale. Exhale, high hips. And then in your own way, come to the front of the mat. You can start to pedal or walk the feet. Take your time. There's no rush whatsoever. And when you get to the top of the mat, you can let your legs be wider. Maybe you shift the weight forward and back, side to side, shaking out the head. You could bend one knee and then the other. Just get it loose. And then bend both knees, bringing your tailbone slightly down to round up, finding that rounded spine. Nice and tall. Let's do Tadasana, mountain pose. Close the eyes. Find that your feet are right under your hips now. Set yourself up. Just for a moment, lift your shoulders up to your ears. And then exhale, release them back and down. And just feel the difference there. For a minute, can you curl the toes, creating tension in the feet? And then can you really relax the toes and let everything go? Can you gather, sit in the palms of the hands? And then exhale, expand through the fingertips, reaching wide. Take one cycle of breath here, closing the eyes, finding a long smile. Open the eyes. Sun salutation A. Inhale, palms reach up and they touch. Your gaze is at your thumbs. You're reaching your chest for the ceiling. Exhale, follow the thumbs, long spine. Go forward. Let the head go. Then when you inhale, look forward and try to pull your upper body forward, shifting your weight slightly forward. Keep the gaze forward, step back, high plank. Really make sure you set yourself up in that nice high plank. Then lower your knees, chest, chin, like we did before. Press up or find that up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Find stillness in down dog if you want, or keep it moving, whatever you need for your practice. Exhale, high into the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look to where you'd like to go. Hop, step, or walk Inhale, arms all the way up. Let's try it again. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, step back, high plank. Lower, knees, chest, chin, gazes forward. Inhale, press up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Start to build that fire. Are you connected to the breath? Is there a moment when you're holding in these shapes? We're going to do it one more time, and I want you to pay special attention to when you're breathing stop. Exhale, high into the balls of the feet, bend the knees. The hop to the lift is one breath. Inhale, hop, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up, last time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, high plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale up. Exhale down, 3 breaths. Sometimes we think we're connected to our breath, but then when someone asks us, are you really breathing the whole time? You start to realize the moments where you hold. Maybe that's your focus today. Exhale, high in the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look forward, toss to the front of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to dog in the mountain pose. Let's take sun salutation B. Bring your feet hip width distance. Today we'll take chairs toes from hip distance. So shift your weight back as you bend the knees and you reach your arms overhead. Maybe you lift your toes. Try not to arch. That's the biggest thing here because we end up wanting to do this and you'll have all types of back issues if you do that. So keep getting longer. Can you reach the upper body higher and then sit down lower? 2 more. Inhale, 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 exhale. Get lower. 1 more. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, step back with the left foot. We're in low lunge. If you want, walk your right foot just a little bit outside or closer to the right thumb. And then from here, bend the knee even more, drop your hip, look forward. And then exhale, straighten those legs, find pyramid pose. Let's do that a couple times. Inhale, try to arch, look up as you drop that hip. Exhale, straighten those legs. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. From here, 1 more time. Find low lunge. Drop your back knee, lift your arms, press lunge. Then press your palms down, come back, knees, chest, chin, or meet me in downward facing dog. So a little bit of flow in Sunday today. Press back, downward facing dog. Then step forward, left leg. Inhale. Drop that hip a little bit as you reach your heart through. Then exhale, straighten both legs. Do that again. Inhale, low lunge, reach the heart through. Exhale, 2 straight legs. 1 more. Exhale, straighten. This time, shift forward, lower your back knee, lift your arms, press it. Bring your hands down. Lift your back knee, tuck your back toes, step forward, feet hip width distance. Bend your knees, find your chair pose, then exhale, Tadasana. We're going to take this into a flow. This time we will only do low lunge, pyramid, presses. 1 time each string. Find that nice, even footing, parallel feet. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms up, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, step back with the left leg. Reach the heart through, low lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, press it, lower the back knee. Press the palms down, knees, chest, chin. Or you can always take full chaturanga. Press up, facing dog. Left side, step forward. Lower your hips. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, crescent. Reach the arms up once you let knee is down. Hands down, step forward, forward fold. Bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. One more time, we got this. Find your best chair pose, yes. Sit the hips back, inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Step the right leg back this time. Low lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, drop the back knee as you lift your arms, crescent. Press the palms down, knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga. Inhale, press up, exhale down. Right side, right leg steps forward. Drop the hips, lift the heart. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, crescent lunge. Bring your hands down, step forward, forward fold. Bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Take a moment here. Maybe you bring your gaze for the diagonal in front of you. Maybe you close the eyes. Bring your hands to heart center. Come back to your breath if you lost it. As we move into this sequence, start to use your breath to slow you down, because we will start to increase the pace again later. Inhale, reaches the arms up through heart center. Exhale, long spine all the way down, fold forward. Inhale, lifts you. Exhale, step back, left foot is back. Reach your arms now into high lunge. From high lunge, try to feel your tailbone reach under. Maybe you bend that back knee, jump for a moment, and then try to straighten that leg without arching. Do that a couple times. So bend the knee, send that hip down. And then as you lengthen the back leg, can you try to pull that hip under? It's tricky and it's hard. Do that 2 more times. Especially as we get more and more pregnant, it's so hard to pull that hip under. Last one. Now stay here for 3 breaths. Get that back leg as long as you can. Get that tailbone reaching down as much as you can. On your exhale, open up to warrior 2. Feel free to situate your legs the way you need, adjust, but try to get that 90-degree angle with that knee and your ankle. Reach your arms in opposition. Look forward towards your index finger. Pull that tailbone down and under. 2 more breaths. Soften the gaze, soften the face. Long exhalation. On your next inhale, flip your front palm. Keep your legs as they are. Gently reach back. Gentle palms to the back of your thigh. Reverse warrior. Take 1 cycle of breath. Exhale gets you deeper. Then come into side angle. Our first one could be modified. Maybe your arms to the ceiling. Maybe your arms overhead. Do what feels best to you. We don't want to feel any tension in the shoulder. So see what feels good. And actually, for our warm-up today, or our first time in this pose, let's bring our hand behind our head. And I want you to, I'm sliding on my mat today. I want you to close your upper body. And then I want you to inhale and try to open more. Let's do it a couple times. So exhaling, closing. And then inhale, can I open you, open you, open you. 1 more, just like that. And then inhale, open, open, stay open, reach your arm up. And feel what that does when the opening comes from the shoulder and the chest and not from the arm. You should be able to see your thumb and your arm isn't behind you ever. Last one. Press off both legs equally and straighten both legs like you're going into flying warrior. And then start to come forward into triangle pose. If you need to walk this back foot in for stability, do that. And again, lean back. Open this hip. Maybe there's a soft bend in the front knee to protect your back and your hamstring. If there's any tension in the neck, maybe you try to close the eyes to relax it. 2 more breaths. On your inhale, you come back to warrior 2. Find your warrior 2. Then windmill the hands down, low lunge. Step back, knees, chest, chin. Press up. Exhale, presses you back. Take a moment here. And then when you're ready, step the left leg forward. We have to change out and do the other side. So now we're in low lunge. Reach your arms up. High lunge. Let's do the same thing as before. So slightly bend that knee, pulling your tailbone under. And then try to fire up that leg straightly. Do that a couple of times. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, can you straighten it out? Keep pulling under now. 2 more. It's definitely not easy, but you got this. Long time. Hold here, high lunge. Your exhale takes you into warrior 2. Find your first warrior 2. Make sure, again, we're not arching. The habit tends to be to do this. So notice if you're doing that, pull everything down and under. We don't want to add to any lower back issues, right? Find that long spine, reach in opposition. 3 breaths. From here, lift your front paw. Keep your legs as they are, reach back. And then your exhale takes you even deeper. Then you slowly come into side angle. Reach that arm up. Let's do just like we did on the other side. Bend that arm behind you. So I'm actually tipping everything closed. And then I'm inhaling and trying to open it all up. Do that a couple of times. Exhale. Inhale, open. 2 more. Doesn't have to be fast. Really push into that bottom arm. It should help. You're actually using that to open. You hold. Maybe you reach that arm up. Soft gaze up. Then as you inhale, straighten both legs, reach both arms up. Exhale takes you into triangle. Again, adjust the back foot if you need. Keep opening your hips. Make one straight line with those arms. Keep opening up the shoulder, lean back. Breathe. Inhale takes you back to warrior 2. Windmill the hands down, low lunge. Step forward, forward fold. Bend the knees and then roll up through the spine. 1 vertebrae at a time. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment of stillness here. Imagine yourself in this sequence, moving with so much awareness of breath. I want that to be your attention today. So When we move through this, I'm going to tell you where the inhales and exhales go. And see if you can keep them nice and connected. And then it might connect the movement and make it even easier. Open the eyes. Let's do this. One movement, one breath. Inhale, reaches your arms up. Exhale, pulls you forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back. Left leg back. Inhale, arms up, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Maybe your hand comes to the inner thigh or inner arch. Then from here, two straight legs, two straight arms, fly warrior. Exhale brings you into triangle. Maybe your gaze comes up. Inhale brings you into warrior two. Exhale, windmill the arms, knees, chest, chin. Press up. Exhale, down. Again, so maybe you do this one breath. The inhale is the step forward and the arm, high lunge. The exhale is warrior two. The inhale is reverse warrior. Exhale is side angle. Your legs straighten as you inhale both arms up. Exhale is triangle. I know it's a lot. You got this. Warrior two. Exhale, arms down. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, let's try it again. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step the right leg back. Let's do the left side. Arms up, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Maybe your hands don't even come down. Maybe it's side angle. Both legs straight. Oh my gosh, so much. Triangle. Warrior two. Windmill those hands down. Step back, knees, chest, chin, or meet up and down dog. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right leg steps through. Arms up. High lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, two legs straight. Exhale, triangle. Warrior two. Windmill those hands down. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Let's try this one more time. Exhale, then we'll move on. Halfway lift. Step the left leg back. High lunge. Open up, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Side angle. Two straight legs, two straight arms. Triangle. Warrior two. Low lunge. Knees, chest, chin. You're doing so good. Last 10 for this, then we'll move on. Downward facing dog. When you're ready, left side. Breathe big. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Side angle. Two straight legs, two straight arms. Triangle. Warrior two. Windmill those arms down. Step forward, forward fold. Bend the knees this time. Roll up through the spine. Hands to heart center. We get to slow down for a second. Moving on to our standing series. From here, reach your arms up. Maybe you step your feet together, big toes touch, and actually pull on the balls of the feet as you reach your hands to heart center. From here, could you stay, this is tough, especially when you're pregnant, on the balls of your feet as you come forward, and maybe you reach your arms back. It's totally safe. Your hands can come down anytime, your heels can come down. This is airplane position. For 4, 3, 2, and slowly roll up. As you do, bring your right leg into your chest, right knee into the chest. Now, flex the foot. If you're really tight, maybe you grab the yogi toe lock and you just stay here with your knee out. That's perfectly fine. If you feel really good and you want to straighten the legs, straighten the legs. We're going to be here for about 4 breaths. Press down that foot, lengthen out the leg. Remember, you could stay here the whole time. I'm only bringing my knee out to the side because my belly's in the way. Can't do it out front, and that's totally fine. Eventually, we're going to go to the side, but start with the leg in front if you can. For 3, 2, and then can you let it open? Try to keep that hip down. It's a hard position, okay? If you want, you could open the knee all the way to the side and grab the shin. Finding that opening without doing the yogi toe lock. For 3, 2, and then slowly come back to center. Let that leg come down. From here, step your feet a little bit wider. Reach the arms up, hands to heart center. Drop the hips down, take a deep squat. Bring your elbows inside the thighs. Push your knees into your arms, push your arms into your knees. Thumbs at your sternum, lean back. Take a couple breaths here, maybe you close the eyes. On your next inhale, press down to the feet and see if you can stand up tall. Then exhale, bring both feet together. I know extensions are tough. Just try your best, okay, wherever you are today. Keep your hands to heart center. Let's try doing that airplane position one more time. So you lift up the balls of your feet. Maybe they only come like a ½ inch off the mat. Then you try to find that long spine, and you bring a steady gaze to something on the floor. And then you tip the upper body forward as you reach the arms back. 3, 2, slowly roll up. Gather your left knee in your chest. Again, maybe this is where you stay. Maybe you do a yogi toe lock, bending that knee. Maybe you give me that spread extension for about 4 breaths. Every side is different. Really press down in the leg that's on the ground. For 3. Breathe. Then if you opened up the hip before, you can open up again. Again, you could keep the knee back. You could bring your hand to your shin. And then maybe you bring your gaze out. Otherwise, maybe you straighten the leg. Most important, we're breathing. So the moment the breath stops, the pose stops. Maybe your gaze comes over to the opposite side. Bring that foot back to front. Bend the knee. Let it come down. Step the feet wide. That section's done. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Sit the hips back. Take Malasana, deep squat again. I know front extensions can be really tough. Great job. Keep actively reaching your heart open, shoulders back. Take a couple breaths here. And then bring your hands down and exhale, straighten the legs, sending your heels back. So now we're in a parallel shape. Shake out the head. Maybe you shift the weight forward and back. And then you can step back to high plank and take one more knee, chest, chin, or chaturanga, or meet me in downward facing dog. Last downward facing dog of the day. Shake out the head, yes and no. Maybe you flutter the lips. And then slowly start to shift forward. Lower your knees to the mat. And then swing your legs around. We're going to take a couple cat-cows from bent knees. So send your heels or your feet completely down to the mat. Bending at the knees. Grabbing the back of your hamstring. And then take a deep inhale as you arch up, look up. And then exhale, round through the spine, lean back, lift your toes off the ground. Do that a couple times. So inhale, inhale, arch, exhale, exhale, contract. 2 more. And exhale, contract. 1 more. And contract. Now sit up tall. Let's take one more active posture before we start to make our way down to Shavasana. Press your palms down right underneath your shoulders. Press your feet down on the mat. And then as you inhale, can you start to lift your hips up, taking a reverse tabletop. Keep lifting your hips and actually find a little bit of a tuck in the tailbone. So what tends to happen as we get more and more pregnant is this happens. So could you actually feel a tuck and lift? And it's going to save your back muscles. Keep that going about 4 more breaths. Make sure your ankles are aligned with your knees. Get higher. Maybe you can look back if it feels good. 2 more. And on the last one, can you exhale, slowly sending those hips down. Sit up tall. Bring your hands back to your hamstring. This time, as you lengthen, can you lengthen your legs out in front of you? So letting them stretch, 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 stretch. And then exhale, fold, 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 fold. If your belly is in the way, just make room for belly. We don't want to cut off any breathing. Maybe you grab the outside arches of your feet or the top. Maybe you sway your hips back, bringing those sits bones behind you. Take a couple breaths here. Shake it out. Start to let it go. And then walk your hands back. Let's roll onto our sides to come all the way down onto our backs the way we started our practice today. So if you needed some elevation, some blankets, pillows, do that again. Make sure you're comfortable. I know it's not comfortable for everyone to be on our back. Let's do that same stretch we did in the beginning and see if our hamstrings are a little bit more open. So bring your left leg long. Hug your right knee in your chest. Then from here, flex that foot to the ceiling. Let's bend and stretch again, just like we did before. Inhaling and exhaling. No judgment, long spine. Last one. Maybe you find that yogi toe lock again. Maybe you open that hip to the side. Just notice any differences, but we're not judging, right? If you still feel really tight, that's okay. Relax. 2 more. And then gently release that leg. Let it go all the way down. Switch it out. Left knee into the chest. Bringing it out to the side. And then flex that left leg to the ceiling. Again, inhaling, bending. Each time you lengthen both legs, find that space. Your lower back should actually be lifted from the mat as you straighten both legs. Again, inhale. Exhale. Long. 1 more. Maybe grab that yogi toe lock. And then maybe you let it come out to the side. Again, you could bring one hand to the hip. Deep breath. And then release that leg long out in front of you. Then bring both soles of your feet to the mat. Wide, let the knees knock in together. And then windshield wiper those legs side to side. Maybe you bring your hands to a goalpost. We're going to start to make our way down. So start to let go of that ujjayi breath. If anything didn't go exactly as you planned today, let it go. It's already gone. It already happened. Let both knees fall over to the right. Look to the left. If you want, you can bring opposite palm to opposite elbow, just creating a little more opening in the upper body. Take a couple breaths in this really easy twist. Should feel pretty good. Resetting the spine. But again, if anything doesn't feel good to you, you back off it. Let the knees fall to the left. Look to the right. Couple breaths here. Come back to center. Before we go to Shavasana, I've been working the last couple weeks on the position legs up the wall. The reason why I want to focus on this is because, especially during pregnancy, we tend to start to feel a lot of pain in the legs and the feet, and it can really help if you're experiencing any swelling or cramping. So before we come into Shavasana, you have a couple options. You could bring a block under your hips and send your legs straight up, relaxing the feet. If you have a wall, feel free to press yourself against the wall and let your legs go off the wall. It just offers total relaxation. Your legs in the middle of the floor just take a little bit more work to relax. And we're just going to be here for a couple minutes, and then let your arms be nice and long. You could either tee them, or you could wrap your arms over your chest, and sometimes that feels nice. You could even use them to cover your eyes. And let's take a moment here. In legs up the wall, you're allowing all of the blood to run down and back to our heart. And so it should help with any pains or swelling you're feeling. And even if you're not feeling any, it can be really good for us. We'll only be here for a minute or two, so try to relax into it. Make it yours. Legs up the wall. Keep checking in. Can you relax even more? No tension in the feet. Start to make your way into your Shavasana. Feel free to take a minute or two to get in the position that you wish. So either you're letting your legs be nice and long and your arms reaching by your side. That's option one. Option two is if you want to lay on your side today. If that feels better, the belly is a little too big and doesn't feel good to be on your back. You could also place a pillow between your thighs. Or option three, take Shavasana seated. Sometimes that's your best option. You sit up nice and tall. And we're here for about 2 to 3 minutes. Your Shavasana, your choice. Let go of that breath. Notice if you're holding on to any tension in the jaw. You release it from the top of your mouth. If there's any tension between the brows, can you relax that space? Relaxing the eyelids. Letting the shoulders drop down. Letting yourself surrender to these final few moments where you get to receive all the benefits of yoga. From whatever position you're laying on your back, come into a fetal position. You're in fetal position, slowly come up to sit. If you're sitting, just sit up an inch taller. Let's go back to that intention we set at the beginning of class. If you allow the breath to be your focus today, might I add that anytime during your pregnancy or during life, when something gets overwhelming, maybe you just take a moment to breathe. We don't always have to have the answers. We don't always have to know how to handle things. And sometimes we just have to take a moment to breathe May your breath guide your practice and calm you throughout your week when things get tough or seem unmanageable. Bring your hands to heart center. Namaste.